there's a life I could have known, one beyond my wildest dreams. Maybe that road could have carried me to streets of gold, but things aren't always as they seem. Looking back on all the chances that I missed, some I held, some slipped away. One street over where my memories exist, I wondered what would change, I really couldn't say. In this life there's nothing certain, except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known, that would have kept me from the one I had today. Except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known, that would have kept me from the one I had today.
Good morning. What you doing, Robertson County? This is 1100 WSGI. I'm Utah Laverne. This is one street over, and hey, it's going to be one of them days. It looks a little stormy out there. I was just talking to Ilya Maldonado, broadcasting about what's the weather going to do. Okay, guys, I got Jared and I've got Thomas in here from Robertson County Players. Predictions, what are we going to have for the weather today? Is it going to storm? Is it going to be just kind of miss us? Have you even looked? Do you even know? Thomas, you got to pull that microphone to you, brother.
It looked a little cloudy to me coming in.
The air feels ominous.
It does. It's kind of thick. I think it's going to rain.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a good amount of water, but I think we'll be okay.
Well, and here's the thing. We need it.
Yes. It's
desperately. My goodness. Well, we were talking yesterday. I was talking with Trent Cobb from Cobb Hill Homes, and we're talking about the things that they can't get building-wise. And he says you would not think about it, but concrete is something that they're having a hard time getting their hands on because it comes in on barges, and some of the barges have had to stop delivering because the water's down. And I was like, wow, I never even thought of that. It's just we learn all kinds of things on this show. You just never know. We're gonna just teach you all kinds of stuff. And one of my favorite things to do is to visit with Robertson County Players because they have so many fun things going on. They have so many cool shows, and it's so funny because Thomas and I have known each other a bit, and he's part of my crazy cousins up at Epiphany. I hang out with the Epiphany Baptist Church some, and I've got my family at Madison Church of Christ, and I got my crazy cousins at Epiphany Baptist. So anyways, he's part of my crazy cousins, and he came in with me and we talked about your book. And he is a writer. He's a fabulous writer. Sci-fi. He likes, it's got the sci-fi kind of thing going on. And so he comes up to me at church and he goes, are you producer or director? I forget which one's which.
They're letting me direct.
You're the director. Yeah. Okay. So he goes, I'm directing a play for Robertson County Players. I'm like, oh, that's wonderful. And I said, what is it? And what is it, Thomas?
Night of the Living Dead.
And I'm like, what? That's not a Jesus. And he goes, it's the science fiction one. It's the science fiction one. And honestly, I've never even, the whole thing with the whole show, and I can't even think of the name of it, but I never even looked at it because I was like, it ain't Jesus. So I'm not even going to look at it. But then you said, no, it's a sci-fi from the 60s. And see, I never knew any of this. So tell me the history of this thing.
It was a.
Pull that microphone. You know how this works.
know.
You're in a band.
I know.
Pull that microphone down there. Goodness.
All right.
All right.
I'm trying
Get
to
it right.
Yeah. So George Romero did a movie in 1968. It's kind of comes off that like radioactive kind of thing, like the 50s sci-fi scary movies were. With
I'm gonna have you move over to the end a little
with
bit better so we
Godzilla
can get a better
and,
image of you.
yeah.
Yeah. There you
So
go.
you know, it comes off that tradition of Godzilla and those kind of monsters, except these monsters are reanimated humans.
Okay.
But really, the drama comes with the people in the house dealing with what's the plan going to be.
What's the plan going to be is all of this is happening, or it's just so funny. But it is. I'm not a real big fan of Halloween, but when you get sci-fi and those kinds of things, I can do that, and I got grandkids, so I mean, I think it's cool. I think it's a lot of fun. The timing's good, and so yeah, I want to see it. I want to see what you done. Y'all tired though, aren't you? You got that? You're like, oh, we've been practicing. It's play week, so and they're opening Thursday night. That's why they're in here this week. They're opening Thursday night, so. Jared, do you want to tell them about the schedule of the shows?
Yes, we open this Thursday. The show is at 7. The doors will open at 6:30, and then we'll have another show Friday at 7, Saturday at 7, and then we have a 2 o'clock matinee on Sunday, the 30th.
Okay.
And then we'll have a break, and then November the 3rd and November the 4th, that Thursday and Friday, we will have 7 o'clock shows those evenings.
Okay, so you're going Thursday and Friday. Okay, a lot of times it's a Friday, Saturday on your closing weekend, but I'm thinking just as when is the parade? When's the Christmas parade? It's not that
19,
soon, is it?
It's the 19th.
Okay, so it's a little bit further because I've got Terry Martin coming in here at 7:30, and that's one of the questions I have for him. So thank you. And we've got I think the sampler. I'm pretty sure the sampler's
coming soon. That's
the
all.
sampler. I think is
it's
Saturday.
Saturday. We're doing set teardown Saturday, and
Yeah,
it'll be
so-
the sampler.
Okay, there you go. I think that's the sampler because I've got Amy Corbin coming in this Thursday to talk to us about that. Either this Thursday or next, I can't remember. But Amy's coming in and she'll fill us in on all the sampler stuff.
Sure.
But this is so much going on. I mean, we're getting busy around town. So, and that's how it always happens. It seems like you get into all the fall festival stuff, all the Halloween stuff, and here we go, boom, 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 and next thing you know, it's Christmas and New Year's, and here we go, do it again. But I mean, it really does. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
it just slides from one to the other because the minute you get done with, I bought turkeys yesterday, y'all. I bought turkey because Thanksgiving will be here in a minute, and I got to cook for Kentucky and. All right.
The whole state, or just
The whole
The
state of
entire state of Kentucky. I am making their Thanksgiving
Bluegrass
dinner.
music in Laverne.
There you go. There you go. There you go. So anyway, no, I've cooked for I cook it for Mama now. So
I'm just giving
anyway,
you a hard time.
and I just and they're saying, and I know we're digressing here, but I just got to chase this rabbit because it's got a lot of meat on it. There's the word is already that we're not going to have any turkeys, so you better get your turkey. But probably what will happen is we'll have an abundance and it'll be fine. But you might want to get your turkey just.
I think the Pilgrims ate oysters.
No,
Yeah, look it up.
really.
I mean, they had turkeys too, but
Okay.
they ate seafood.
Okay, well that's true.
They're on
They
the
live-
coast.
Well, there you go. Okay.
I didn't know the turkeys went under quarantine, so I didn't know there would be a shortage or anything. I thought they just lived life.
You're just so funny. You're so funny. You're so funny. We're talking with Jared. We're talking with Thomas from Robertson County Players. And so, how long is this your first turn with Robertson County Players? Did you reach out to them and said, "Hey, I really want to do this because I write this kind of stuff and I think this would be cool"? And
I was in a few shows. Jared and I have both been in a few shows with
Okay.
those guys and help backstage. And
okay,
we were like, let's step out there and do something different. We wanted to do something different
okay,
and just new and exciting. And I've been wanting to direct this for a long time since I was in undergrad at MTSU in the TV production side.
oh really? Okay. Well, I think you and I maybe had that conversation because you also are kind of you have a play in your head too, right? I have one. I think you and I've had this conversation. Do you want to
Several.
write? Yeah, me too. But I've told several of the folks from Robertson. I said one of these days you're going to get a play from me because I've got this in my head and I've got to write it. But it's based on truth, though, so I got to be real careful because it's all from stuff that happened at the Benevolent Center and all that. And so, yeah.
You just got to be like those Law and Order shows and be like, the names have been changed to protect the innocent.
Well, yeah, I know. I'm just going to shut up because I'll say too much. But anyway. So we've got the new season coming up. Megan's going to have her second part of it's the continuation of Candy Salad. That's in the winter, and I know her, and she's precious, and you're going to want to see that. But there's all kinds of fun things, and I love that Robertson County Players, they're open to somebody coming in and saying, "Hey, I got an idea."
Oh yeah.
And so, and we'll let you put your toe in the water, because I mean, they've said, yeah, if you get a play written, send it to us.
Oh
and,
yeah,
and we'll consider it.
Anybody can submit the plan online to the submissions for the new season and everything.
Yeah. So if you're an aspiring director or producer, you're the producer,
Yes.
executive producer, and it's so funny. If you have one of those things that you want to do, just send it in to Robertson County Players. You can go to social media and find them and submit your ideas there. But I started chasing another rabbit for a second. The director producer side of it. I'm trying to explain those roles to my kids in audio video production, the differences of them.
I'm learning them currently.
Yeah. And honestly and truthfully, as I said your executive producer, I got tickled because as I was discussing that with the students, I said it really can mean anything. Producer has, it literally, you can be the producer that goes and feeds the crew. You can be the producer that gathers costumes or that helps with getting sets. Producer is all-encompassing, truly. And have you found that?
I have found that quite a bit.
Yeah.
I'm thankful Karen Nicholson has come along as associate producer
to
school me because sometimes I am insufficient. But yes, I have learned that pretty much it's whatever's necessary.
Yeah.
I'm the jump in guy.
Yeah.
If it needs to happen, I'm going to jump in.
That's right. And then usually in a production you have producer and you have executive producer and then producers that work under them. But I said it's just like a whole little family. I said it really everything.
Your stage manager.
Stage manager, of course, and the set people and all of that. But a lot of the times that can fall under producer too. Props and all of those things, depending on how big of a program you have.
We've had a good crew come along to make me look like I know what I'm doing. So I'm thankful for them people.
And they're not high paid like y'all. I mean, you guys are making the money, right? They don't make anything. They're volunteers.
I'm just making that goose egg.
Yeah, y'all, they're volunteers too. Is my point. I was being sarcastic. They are volunteers. There's no pay. Everything with Robertson County Players is. Nobody gets paid.
Yeah, volunteer organization.
And the actors and everything. Do you sometimes have to maybe pay an orchestra? Seems to me
not
like,
that I'm aware of.
Okay.
Most of that comes from volunteers and community.
Okay.
And Springfield has a really good community orchestra, from what I understand.
Okay.
I've met a few of those folks, and I haven't seen them all at one time, so that's why I can't, from what I understand.
Sometimes I've been at shows, and I'm not sure that the Secret Garden didn't have some folks maybe that they were saying were from Vanderbilt or different places like that. So sometimes I wonder if maybe a few musicians have to be paid.
I think with the Secret Garden, we had somebody in Lewis Walling that knows a lot of nice people who really like Lewis, as everyone should.
Sure.
So yeah, I think we got the hookup on.
So he managed it.
Yes.
He managed it. So I had another question and it just escaped me. You know how that goes. Oh, and so let's just unpack what a director is. And here's what I told the students. I said, we talk about the director, directs, and obviously from the name, I said, but really, truly, this was on their midterm. I said, the director is the person in charge of bringing the vision to life. That it's his job. It's their job. It's the director's job to take what the person has written, the idea, all of that, and bring it to life. And of course, then they're directing everything. But that's truly the core of what the director does. Would you say?
Yes, and on a play, it's a lot different because you're also, as a director, you're a coach. And because ultimately those actors, and they've done a great job on this show, are going to bring their thoughts, their ideas, and their feelings about that characters. And you're just like, here's my vision, here's where and it's like a coach. You got to tell them what the vision is and what the plays to run, and then man, you gotta sit back and let them run the plays.
That's lovely. I like that. I like that illustration. We're talking with Thomas and Jared. I was going to try to say your last name, and I was like, okay, tell me your last name again.
It's LeBlanc.
LeBlanc. That's like the dude from Friends, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And I think that's what helped me get my wife, because she was a huge fan of Friends.
Oh, how
I didn't have the looks, but I had
funny.
the name.
As soon as you said that a while ago, I was like, hold it, I've heard that before. Okay, so Jared LeBlanc and Thomas Turnage, and they are friends of mine. Thomas, part of my crazy cousins from Epiphany Baptist. And Jared, I've met you several times over the years
I've seen
with
you
different
around.
things.
I've been in some shows. You were nice and shook my hand and told me I did a good job, whether I did or didn't.
I love plays. I do. I love plays. I don't miss many. Every now and then my schedule just will not have a window.
Oh, yeah.
And fall baseball has been, because my grandson gets priority. And so fall baseball has messed me up a little bit. But for our town, I just didn't have a free night. No. But
they did an excellent job with that one.
Well, I've never had anything that I've been to with Robertson County players that I just wasn't just overwhelmed by the talent. And so I'm excited for this. So let's tell you what, let's pause. Let's go ahead and take a quick break right here. And we're since I'm paused for a minute, we'll come back and we'll talk about all the particulars of what's going on with Robertson County players and the play that is opening up on Thursday night. And we're going to pause though and talk about Corbin Creek Greenhouse Gifts and Gardening Center. I mentioned Amy. She is involved with the sampler that is happening at the center, not this weekend, but next weekend, I believe. And she is coming in either this Thursday or next Thursday. I can't remember. It's on the calendar. I kind of think it's this Thursday, just to kind of unpack it to make sure everybody gets it on their calendar, kind of saves the date. But they are so special to me. They have been one of my sponsors for a long time. And they, even in the cold weather months, whenever it's not as busy of a time for them, they're still sponsoring the show because they still have stuff going on. A lot of people don't really realize that, number one, Corbin Creek is a place that they're going to be out there pretty much 7 days a week. They might cut their hours back and not be there on Sunday when it gets into the deep winter. But right now they're still there 7 days a week, but they're there 10 to 4 Monday through Saturday, and then Sunday they're over there 1 to 4. Because while that maybe they don't have things growing right now outside, they always have beautiful things in the greenhouse that you can bring into your home just to kind of bring life into your home during the dreary winter months. And they're also your CBD source. If you're needing CBD because you, like me, have arthritis, you have any kind of an inflammation issue, it's amazing what CBD can do for you. My doctor told me to get on it. Until he said something, I thought it was snake oil. I didn't think there was anything to it. And he was right. It's something that I just really don't want to do without now. And if you've got questions about that, you can go and see them at 4920 Highway 161 here in Springfield. You can give them a call at 615-384-3185, 615-384-3185, and they do Christmas decorations. If you're somebody that wants to have some help decking your halls, you need to get on their list and call them because they will book up and they will not have room for you if you wait too late. So reach out to them and talk to them. There's something always going on at Corbin Creek, our friends. And when you talk with them, please let them know that you turned cinch. Got Jared and Thomas in the house, Robertson County players. What else do we need to cover here, gentlemen? Definitely need to go over. Let's just go over real quickly again the times, how they can get tickets, who has tickets in advance, what tickets are at the door. Give all those particulars before we continue on.
Of course, we all of our shows, except for our matinee on the 30th, are at 7 p.m. Our matinee on the 30th, that Sunday afternoon, is at 2. You can get tickets by going to robertsoncountyplayers.org and click on the purchase tickets page. You can either buy a student ticket, which would be $10, or if you buy an adult ticket online, it's $15, which it's $18 at the door. But you can, if you want a physical ticket beforehand and it'd be a little cheaper, you can go to our ticket vendors, and it is early in the morning. I'm trying to pull this out of my brain. White's Jewelers, Historic Perk. You know what? I am going to pull.
Just go ahead and get your notes.
I am going to pull a cheat sheet here.
Get your cheat sheet.
Sorry about that.
I started to try to help because I think I know what they are too, but we'll let you do it
While
officially.
he's doing that, one thing I would say is that doors open at 6:30, and we sort of have a talented person that put together a little bit of a pre-show and some music mix. So
Oh, yeah.
I think it'd be kind of cool to show up early because we've got some some 60s music we're going to play.
Nice, because that's the
beforehand.
set. I mean, you figure the original movie, the sci-fi thriller, Night of the Living Dead, came out in the 60s.
Oh, I'm bringing my lava lamp.
You're bringing your lava lamp. You're going to dress like a hippie. We got all these. It was so funny last week for the Open Door Pregnancy and Resource Center event. They had the Chili Challenge, and the theme was staying alive, and it was a 70s theme. Well, they all came dressed as hippies, and I was like, no, it was staying alive was disco, and I said, and I wore my FFA jacket because that was authentic 70s. That's what I wore in the 70s. I was there. So, but anyway, I was teasing them, but everybody likes to dress like a hippie, and anyway, so give us the particulars.
All right, so yes, White's Jewelers, Historic Perk, Main Street Boutique, and Holman Jewelers are our ticket retail outlets that you can get physical tickets. But if you want them ahead of time, go to robertsoncountyplayers.org, click on purchase tickets, and those links will help you get it.
Okay. Well,
Yes.
very good. Now, do y'all sell T-shirts there?
We will be selling the T-shirts at the door. At the door, but I guess the lobby.
Yeah.
Technically, the door. You got to come inside first.
Yeah.
But yes, we'll be selling these T-shirts that we're wearing right now in the lobby. They'll be $15 a piece.
Okay, and that's always a good fundraiser
Oh,
for
yes.
the program. And every now and then you guys have a T-shirt that's not just sometimes you have just the crew shirt. Now, these are ones people are going to want because it's got that iconic connection to the old movie and all of those things. So what's next for you guys? Are you going to do another play, or what you going to do next?
We're going to take a break.
You're going to
Personally.
Thomas is like, nap. I'm taking a nap.
The play-
That's what I'm doing. I'm sleeping all day that first Saturday in November. I'm going to tear down the set and don't wake me up until church. And I got to go do praise and worship, and then I'm not doing nothing until then.
But except for Joseph Nicholson's
Joseph
directing
Nicholson's play is next for the players. It is Wait Until Dark. It's
Okay.
a nice kind of crime thriller type deal.
Fun. I like the sound of that. Wait
These
until
criminals want something that a lady that's blind that lives by herself has, and they're going to try to get it.
Ooh.
And it's
okay.
gonna be
When is
really
that coming
cool.
out?
That I
Is
believe
that first of the year?
It's in the spring.
Yeah,
it's going
this
to be in
is.
the spring. Yes.
Well, actually, Megan's is before that. Then I think, isn't it?
There's a good chance that one's getting postponed
Oh,
until next year.
okay.
I'm not 100% sure the reason. I mean,
Okay.
no conflicts or anything
No,
like
no,
that. No drama. We can report that here.
Yeah.
But yeah, it may be postponed a little bit.
Okay. Well, and there's just all kinds of things that could be going on. So,
yeah.
because that's an original play. Megan, if you don't know her, she's special needs, and she's fabulous.
Oh, yeah.
Just love her to pieces. And she wrote Candy Salad, and it was awesome. Did y'all see that play?
Oh yeah, I went and saw it. I really enjoyed it.
Man, it was so good. I was like, girl, you got this, man. She's
Oh,
just
yeah.
fabulous. So I can't wait to see the sequel. But if they're, if she needs to wait a year, then
Oh, yeah.
wait a year. So very good. All right, then. Well, we're talking Robertson County players. If you're somebody, we have so many people new to Robertson County, and I've often said about the theater group. If I have a couple of my kids, I've got 4 boys. 2 of my boys love theater. They would have loved to have been a part of this. I didn't really realize what it was, and because they went to Good Pasture and they were involved in theater there, but it would have been. It's so hard when you go to when you do everything in Nashville to know what's going on here in town. And I wish I had known, because they would have loved being a part of Robertson County players, because you guys have kids that are involved. Don't you have a young one in the play?
We've
That's
got,
in the house?
oh yeah,
I've heard.
we've got several Greenbrier High School students that are in.
The Green
You
Bay.
do?
Yes.
Some of my kiddos, I wonder if it's any of my class. None of them had mentioned it in class. I think
And
they would have.
they're great.
They're great.
Yeah.
And as it comes to family, my wife and daughter are both acting,
Oh,
and
fun.
my oldest daughter is the assistant stage manager. So I'm getting to do all this with my family. That's like one of my favorite things
That's
about
so
this one.
fun.
Yeah, friends and family.
That
It's
is
been a lot
so
of fun.
cool. Well, you got to give me the names of the Greenbrier kiddos, because I got to look them up, because they haven't mentioned it to me. So I would love to talk to them.
And I think at least one of them has a video on the player's website.
Okay, I'll
Actually,
go
if you
look.
look on the social media, you'll see. I know Landon Holloway is playing Tom, and Sydney Seaback's playing Judy.
Okay.
And then one of our zombies is Zoe. I can't think of her last name.
See, I don't.
Evangeline.
And Evangeline Dupree. Yeah.
Oh, you're kidding!
Yeah.
Okay, well, I didn't know she's in my homeroom.
Oh,
Or
cool.
my cat time.
She's going to be a zombie.
Oh, she is.
Yeah, she liked it because she didn't have to learn any lines.
Okay. Well, see, I've got her. She's in my cat time, which is so funny. I'm new to this teacher thing, and I didn't know what cat time meant. I'm like, why do we call it cat time? It's because we're bobcats.
It sounds perfect.
It's because we're
Sorry, cheesy joke.
bobcats. Bobcats, because they have what's White House Heritage's? Do you know what
They're
their mascot?
patriots.
Okay, they have Pat time, I think. Pat time. And so I was like, oh, now I get it. Muriel Barnett, she just like rolled her eyes at me when it finally clicked. She's like, really? You're just getting that, Laverne? I was like, I didn't know why they call it cat time. I thought it had something to do with some kind of test or
I
something.
figured it was an acronym for something.
Me too. Thank you, because there's the school
Class
system is so
at the end
full,
of the day.
so full of acronyms that I figured it. I'm like you. I thought it's got to be one of those crazy acronyms, and so. But then she told me she said something about Pat time. I'm like, don't you have cat time? Like she goes, no, because we're the Patriots. I'm like, oh, okay, now I get it. She rolled her eyes at me. All right, so I had another question. So we got to find out about the kiddos, the students. I'm going to next Tuesday. I've got the day open, and I've had several of my students in my class that have wanted to come in, and I have a student named Landon, but it's a different Landon. But I'm going to reach out to some of my students if they want to come in and talk about the class. Maybe some of the ones that are involved in the play might want to come on Tuesday and remind them, hey, we got 2 more shows. So mention that to them, and I'll reach out to them as well. And we're doing. I told my AV class, my audio video class, I said, you need to consider yourself the media of Greenbrier High School. And so I'm trying to get them to initialize, I need to go do this story, I need to go do this story. One of the stories I need to do are the fact that some of the students are involved in a Robertson County Players play. That needs to be something that we share. And, and really, as I say share, it's more just us doing it within the class. We don't really have a platform to share it on really yet.
Oh, yeah.
But, except my Facebook page. So we'll do that. But I'll reach out and we'll find something and we will promote it within the school and then push it out on my social media page too. Because I want to know who the kiddos are that are involved.
They're all just working really hard.
That's awesome.
They're doing an excellent job. I mean, Landon is coming into this. This is his first play ever.
Oh, wow.
And he's a senior, so he's.
Oh, wow. Okay.
As much as he's got going on, he's doing an excellent job.
Very good. And what's his last name?
Holloway, I believe.
Holloway.
Yes.
So it's so funny. I know all my kids' first names, but last names, I'm like, I got no clue.
I'm surprised I rememred those this
I
early.
got no
I'm gonna be real with
clue.
you.
I got no clue. Without my grade book and without my roll book, it's like you could be, it could be whatever. But I can't remember. I don't think that's my Landon's last name, but it could be. I don't know. I'll find out when I get to school. I'll say, "Are you a zombie?" No, what role is Landon playing?
He is playing Tom. He is the younger guy. Him and his girlfriend are there in the house, and they're just trying to be helpful and survive. And he's a really good guy. And that's about all I'll tell you because I don't want to ruin nothing.
You don't want to ruin it.
I don't want to ruin it.
They're really representative of that generation in the 60s that was open to new people and new ideas.
Okay, they're hippies.
No, I wouldn't say that. They're not.
Yeah. It's kind of the representation of the characters. You have your couple that has their daughter, and the guy there is more representation of the old school mindset that's not changing, doesn't like change, ain't gonna. He's in charge. He's the smart one.
Gotcha.
And so then we have Tom and Judy who've been with them, who are open to, hey, let's bring new people into this. This can work if we all work together. And
okay.
Oh yeah, that's where the drama comes in. We always got to have a bad apple in the bunch.
Oh yeah, it's always fun. It sounds like a lot of fun. It sounds like a lot of fun, and a good way for you to enjoy this harvest time, this harvest festival time, Halloween. I'm not a big fan of the Halloween thing, but I got grandkids and they like to go trick or treat. So,
everybody likes free candy.
There you go. Yeah. Everybody likes free candy. We didn't do a ton. I'm kind of stalling now. We're just about we're pretty much out of time, but I haven't seen Terry Martins. I don't know if he's in the house or not. Mm-hmm. So if he doesn't come in, y'all gonna have to sit here and talk to me.
I was gonna say for the parade, the 19th, the band's playing in the parade.
Oh, you guys are.
We're gonna ride.
Tell them the name of your
float.
band. Tell them the name of your band.
We Imperfect Few.
I always forget. We Imperfect Few, and you guys brought it for the fair. I mean, everybody just loved having y'all out there for the fair.
We try to rock it out.
And then we just had a little praise and worship out in the parking lot at the church. So it was like, oh my goodness. But y'all are good. Y'all are good. Absolutely. I enjoy it all the time. So if you guys want to hear a great praise and worship band, tell them when they can come and hear you guys lead worship.
Well, we every Sunday morning and every Tuesday evening.
So are y'all there on Wednesday? Y'all do
No,
Wednesday night church?
we just do the Tuesday. Right now, we just do Sunday and Tuesday.
Okay, very good. And so we invite you. As a matter of fact, you can come out tonight. Are you going to be there tonight?
No.
I didn't think so. I mean, who's leading worship tonight?
I think Joey and Rob.
Okay.
We're making Joey learn how to play guitar.
Oh, how funny. There you go. I love it. I love it. So, but it's definitely a great band and a great praise and worship band. You'll get to hear them in the Christmas parade. And it's an evening parade again, isn't it?
Yes.
With Christmas lights and all that. Mm-hmm. I love that. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So you got anything else for us, Jared?
What do you want to know?
Mike is in the show. He's playing
Mike
our
Shropshire is our sheriff. I know you know Mike.
Yes!
He's our sheriff.
You're kidding. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait to see this. I've got to come see it. I'll do my best. Maybe I can make it Friday night. I don't know. We'll just have to see what's going on. But it's going to be fun. Night of the Living Dead, the sci-fi version, is happening at Robertson County Players, and the shows, they're opening on Thursday night. And they'll be on Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night this week, 7 p.m. to 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday. You got a matinee.
Yes, ma'am.
And then we turn it around again on Thursday and Friday next
third
week
and the
at
fourth, yes,
7.
Yes.
How'd I do?
Dude, you did
excellent.
great.
Awesome.
That's why you do what you do.
Well, I've been doing it a long time. Do you mind popping out there and seeing if Terry's out there, if you don't mind, Jerry? And while he's doing that, I tell you what, let's go ahead and I'll go ahead and do one of my breaks. He's not here, so we'll just keep talking until Terry. We're expecting Terry Martin, but you know what? It might have slipped his mind. He might get stuck in traffic, and so if he's not here, we can just talk about other stuff. But let me go ahead and talk about my friends Barry and Rebecca Richards with the Exit Realty Garden Gate team. Great friends of mine, love them. Barry just absolutely brought it the other day. He came out and talked to my students. Flew a drone in the classroom, yes, a little tiny drone. It's one that's made for flying indoors, but taught the students a lot about the marketing world and how beneficial video and audio understanding and skills are. Just really, they go everywhere. It doesn't really matter what job you're going into. You can benefit from video and audio expertise as he brings to the realty community. You see how I tie all that together? He was a marketer for 17 years in Nashville, vice president of a marketing company. That he was the media specialist, absolutely does a brilliant job in the things that he presents. And so if you're looking for somebody to present your property and bring it out to the world and say, hey, I've got something for sale, how about having a marketer on your team that can do drone footage? He's a Zillow certified photographer, licensed and insured drone pilot, does the 360-degree virtual reality home tour so people can walk through your home without having to walk through your home. He illustrated that and demonstrated that for the students as well. So just a great guy. Came out and volunteered and did that for us. And he'll take care of it and make sure that you're represented well as well if you have got property for sale. Now, if you're, no matter what side of the table you're on, Rebecca's been at this a long time, one of the first in the area to be a seniors real estate specialist, which means that she's going to cross every T and dot every I. They specialize in Robertson County properties, but they also buy and sell in the surrounding counties and across the state line in Kentucky. They are my friends and great supporters of this program. If you want to connect with them, go to sellwithbecky.com, sellwithbecky.com, or buy, B-U-I, robertsoncounty.com. And always please let them know that U-Turn sent you. And we are talking with Jared and Thomas from Robertson County Players. We'll continue to do that. Terry Martin's supposed to be coming in here, but sometimes he just forgets. I called him yesterday or texted him, and there's going to be a point. If he doesn't make it in, I'm going to be getting a text from him, well, I forgot, or I got caught in traffic or something like that. And that's okay. We'll get him back in here another time. But there's so much going on in Springfield at this time of the year I encourage you. You can go by the center and find out all about it. They have, the full schedule, but we've got the sampler that's coming up. I'm thinking it's of course it's not this weekend, but I think it's next weekend. We have got the big Christmas parade that you're saying is again on what date?
It's the 19th.
The 19th, and the reason he knows is because the band, We Imperfect Few, is playing in the parade. And if you missed the Christmas parade last year, oh my goodness, because of COVID year before that, I'm not really I don't really know exactly how the whole thing came together, but they ended up having to do it at night. And when they did, they're like, why haven't we been doing this all along? And so it seems to me that the general consensus is that our Christmas parade will be at night now, and it is again this year. And what's really fun is when everybody else's parades are all on the same day and you can't get to them, talk to Senator Kerry Roberts about how many different cities have plays that they are, or not plays, parades that they all want him to get to. And what happens to Doc Kumar, too, because while he only represents Robertson County, you have a lot of cities in Robertson County, and they all want to do their parades on the same day. So you're jumping around, and so trying to get to all these is difficult. And that's one of the beautiful things about Springfield City Parade is that it's the first one in the area. So you can go to it, get your Christmas festivity. I mean, it just puts you in the mood. And
6 p.m.
It's at 6 p.m.
I believe. And then
So
they're doing booths, I think, on the square and stuff from 10 to 4. Is that right?
from 10 to 4, I don't know, doing like a Christmas Village kind of thing.
Yeah, I think so. From 10 to 4.
See, and since Terry's not here to fill us in, I'm going to give him a really hard time. Since he's not here, those are all questions that we were going to ask Terry because he's in charge of the Parks and Rec, and so we were going. Ever since he became, he's going to kill me. Ever since he became a movie star, he's just living. He's going to come walking in here in a minute, and get me really good, but he's got that movie star mentality because he's in the movie. Did y'all not know this? The movie they filmed here.
Which one?
The one recently. This is My Life something. I don't know. I can't remember the title, but it's just in the last few months. He somehow or another, he was going to be an extra, or they saw him and they approached him and said, "We want you to be the police officer in this. We want you to be the law enforcement because he's a bad guy."
Oh yeah.
And they thought he fit the part well.
He's got that look.
So it was just like for several weeks, I'd reach out to him and say, "Hey, can you come on the show?" "Well, I'm filming. I'm in
makeup.
Yeah, I'm in makeup. Yeah. But it was a lot of fun. I've had a fun time teasing him, but I can't wait to see this movie and to see him in there. But yeah, so we'll reschedule Terry and get him in here to talk about all the things happening here in Springfield because we've got, as we mentioned when we first sat down, it feels like you get all the fall festivals, all the trunk or treats, and then it's boom. Next thing you know, it is Thanksgiving, and then we're just rolling like a snowball down the hill to Christmas. Oh, and you've got we'll reach out to Willow Oak. Musetta messaged me something last night. They've got the big Christmas.
Yes, December 3rd. I'm actually singing with the choir there. So
you guys know everything. We don't need nobody else.
There'll be 2 shows that day.
There you go. December 3rd. I'm just so glad you're here. Y'all just know everything. You're in the parade. You're in the Christmas gala. Oh, you know who else is? Dr. Chris Causey.
Oh, yes.
Dr. Chris Causey and his bride.
He sits 3 people down from me singing bass.
He sings bass. I was wondering because he was in here a few weeks ago. And he mentioned it, and I'm like, man, I've always wanted to do that. Maybe I'll come do it. And so I reached out to your choir director. He's like, it's too late, Laverne. You can't do it now. And I was like, okay. I don't have time. I didn't need anything else on my calendar. My husband, if I had signed up to do this, he would have been like, really, Laverne? Really? But I really want to join this course at some point because I would love to do it.
I've done it for a few years. It's a very good group of people, very awesome organization. It's a lot of fun. And if they, I'm not the greatest singer, but if they let me do it, they're nice people.
I'm sure you're great. What part do you sing?
I sing bass.
You sing bass, Mama sings, Daddy sings bass, Mama sings tenor. That's because Dr. Causey goes, well, what do you sing? I said, alto, and I can do tenor a little bit too. But I'm a church Christer, and we've been learning parts since since we was knee high. We've been learning to sing harmony. It's so funny when all the harmony, all these bands that came out. What's the one
Pentatonics.
Yeah, whenever they came out, everybody's like, "Oh, that's just so wonderful." We've been doing that at the Church of Christ forever. Come on, but we've always done that. You just don't know.
I've been in Church of Christ most of my life, and for years I didn't know what this was. I was like, what does that even mean? I don't know what that means.
Oh, it's just something they teach all the little boys. They don't let the little girls do it.
I used to get distracted by that as a kid, and like, what is he? Is he trying to hypnotize us?
He's balconies up there and exit that way and that way.
Metrodome. Metrodome is that, is that what you call it?
Keep the timing going.
Keeping the timing going. Keeping the timing going. Yeah, we don't want to get off on the girl boy thing. As a little girl, see, I always wanted to do that, and they wouldn't let me.
Oh.
We won't go there. We'll do that on Faith Friday. We're going to unpack that. We're going to unpack that. And then they might not let me go back. But I love y'all. That's my family. But they know I don't really agree with that. So anyway. All right. So we're talking about the Willow Oak. The gala is happening. Amy Adams, she's involved in all this stuff too. I could bring Amy in here, and she could tell me about.
She's at our show.
She's in the chorus. Is she in the parade?
And she's in the play.
I know she's in the play.
The parade, I'm not sure.
Her family is the one that I ran into, I guess, at the park that day, walking the art walk.
Yeah.
And I think isn't her mom?
Yeah. My mother-in-law. Amy's my sister-in-law. And so
it's all in the family. So that's the deal. So it's like everybody, because she was just saying, my whole family's in the play. They're all zombies. I was like, of course they are, Amy. But she's adorable. I just love her. But yeah, she's in the chorus. You're gonna have to get him, chick. But she's in the chorus as well. And she has been part of she's not at the gallery now, but she was at the gallery for many, many years. And I had always told her, I said, I want to do the course, and she kept telling me all the schedule, trying to get me to do it. Stan Stanley is another one. He's like, so when you going to join us, Laverne? Is Stan in the chorus too?
I don't think he's singing with us right now. I think he's getting used to his new gig up at the Innovation Academy. I almost called him the middle school, but the Innovation Academy, being the theater teacher up there, and from what I hear, he's doing an excellent job with them.
Oh, I don't have any doubt. It's so funny because I had a feeling he might have to back away from some other stuff because he's in the same world as me, teaching, and there's all the things that go along with teaching. And I don't say that to discourage somebody that's thinking, maybe I'll teach, you need to do it. But boy, there's a lot to it. There's a lot of procedural stuff that you're not aware of. Just getting ready for a field trip today. We were planning to do a field trip. I've got a feeling we're going to postpone because of the weather and stuff to next Tuesday. But to do a field trip, number one, you have to submit the form. I want to do a field trip. And you have to do that to accounting and to the principal. And then once it's approved, then you have to send it to the nurse to say, any of these kids have any health issues I need to check into. And then you have to get your transportation. So you got to get on with the horn with the transportation department. Well, I need buses for this. You need to also make sure if you have more than 10 that you've got another adult to help with that. And then you have to see if there's any cost. And then you have to send permission forms to the parents. And then you have to send permission forms to all the teachers.
And by that time, you don't want to go.
Yeah, you're like, okay. And it's like, no, it's fun. It's fun.
I'm just kidding.
But crazy new teacher me, I scheduled 2 field trips in 1 week. How stupid was that? I was dumb.
You just like paperwork.
Ambitious.
Yeah, ambitious. No, naive is what it is. And so I actually, I've got everything together. So we're ready for a field trip today and a field trip on Thursday. We're going to recovery court on Thursday because my 2 AV classes, my audio video classes, one is doing a documentary on Bigfoot. As kind of a satirical kind of documentary on Bigfoot. Is it real? And so we've got that going on. So then we've got the other ones doing the history of drugs. or the evolution of drugs, they're calling it. What happened with the drug industry and how did we get here? And so we're going to recovery court. So we've got real lighthearted kind of, we're going to go have a picnic and film some stuff going on in the woods and talk to Joe Blue and all these guys. And then over this one, we're going to go interview Judge Joel Perry and witness the celebration of these folks who've come through addiction. But then they're also going to have to bear witness to the very moving moment where they have a candlelight ceremony for those that didn't make it. And I've prepared the students for that. I mean, this is real. And so I said, and the thing you're going to come away from on recovery court on Thursday is when you see that memorial, you're going to recognize, not recognize, but you're going to see that it could be anybody. It's no respecter of persons. The people in that video look like your sons, your daughters, your brothers, your sisters, your kids, your aunts, your uncles, your husbands, your wives, your grandmas, your grandpas. There's no respecter of persons. And so that's going on Thursday. So I encourage you, if you want to be a part of what we have happening at the center on Thursday, there's a catered meal. So if you can kind of give them a heads up, if you're bringing 20 people like I am, you need to let them know. But we would love for you to be a part of the Recovery Court graduation and come and cheer these folks on as they celebrate their success, and also to remember those who didn't make it, and just to really solidify the fact that if you've got something like this going on in your family, there's help. And you don't stop knocking on doors, don't stop seeking help, and just all the things. Man, there's so many people that want to get their hands on you and just say, man, you can do this. You can do this. But anyway, so I tell you what, let's go ahead. Probably, let me see if I can pull my copy up real quick for I need to do one more commercial. And since I'm on this subject, I want to know if any of you guys have Cumberland Connect. Are any of you Cumberland Connect people? Do you have Cumberland Connect?
It's not out where I'm at yet.
Okay, so you're like me. You're like in the boonies.
I'm in phase to be determined later.
Okay. Okay, Thomas, what kind of internet?
I'm not sure. I mean, right now I have Comcast.
Okay. Well, because here's the thing: if you are are you Cumberland Electric customers?
Yes.
Or are you here in the city?
I'm in the city.
You're in the city.
Yeah,
Never mind.
I'm out towards Cross Plains on 25.
Okay, so it's me and you, brother. Do you have terrible internet?
We have a rural company out of Kentucky. It's okay.
It's okay. I have AT&T, and it's terrible. It is terrible. I pay $65 for nothing, basically. I mean, I can barely, I can barely watch something, and if I'm trying to, heaven forbid, if I'm trying to send a photograph to somebody, because I'm a photographer, and I literally was having to do some upgrades on my computer, and Ilyu doesn't know this. I was in his parking lot from, about 9 to 11 Saturday night with my son that's an expert in all this stuff, upgrading some stuff with my computer and doing some photography stuff because my internet's so terrible I couldn't do it. So that's what you get with Cumberland Connect, is you're going to have speeds of up to 1,000 megabits per second. That's a gig, y'all. And it's fabulous. $80 will get you that. That's big price point. $80 will get you a gig of speed, 1,000 megabits per second. I cannot wait. There's no data caps. They'll never throttle your speed. No residential contracts. Free standard installation. Free residential standard installation. State-of-the-art Wi-Fi 6 router included with internet service at no extra charge. 24/7, 365 days a year. You're going to have the technical support that you need. There's a referral program. Oh my goodness! If you're a Cumberland Electric customer, guys, it's on its way. I can get online. And it tells me that I'm very soon, they will be in my neighborhood starting this install. And if you want to know when you're slated to have the Cumberland Connect folks knocking on your door, you can go to www.cumberlandconnect.org, www.cumberlandconnect.org, and just put in your zip code, and it will give you a projection of when they're going to get to you. And they're saying definitely before the end of the year, but when I was looking at it the other day, it was saying could be in the next month or so. So I'm super excited about that. When's the last time you checked on it?
Probably about 4 months ago.
Okay.
So it could have changed.
Yeah, I would say continue to check that status because I talked to Aaron Slate, and they were, and when you get hold of them, tell them you want to. And that finishes up the advertisement for them. I'll go ahead and fade out the bed there, but I was talking with Aaron Slate, who will be here tomorrow at 7:30 to do our financial update for the month. He joins us on the fourth Wednesday of the month at 7:30. But I was talking with Aaron, and they had seen evidence of Cumberland Connect in the neighborhood, and so they got online and just checked it out. And I mean, they were there within days because it was already there, and they just didn't even know it. So I encourage you, man, get on there and stay on it. And
Somebody I work with that lived up towards the Orlando area got it, and they said it was daylight and dark from what that was available to them. They loved it.
oh yeah,
Loved every minute of it.
yeah. And Dr. Chris Causey has it, and he's always, going, oh man, internet's fabulous, And I'm like, shut up, brother. I'll have it soon.
He's getting preferential treatment.
No, he's not. Don't say that.
I'm just kidding.
Don't say that. No,
I'm
he
just
is
kidding.
not. No, don't do that.
He's a nice guy. I'm just
Yes,
picking.
he is. He is a wonderful guy. So anyway, I tell you what. Let's end where we began. I'm talking to my friends from Robertson County Players, Jared LeBlanc. Right? Did I
Yes,
get it
ma'am.
right? Just
Yes,
like
ma'am.
the Friends guy. Which one was last name LeBlanc?
Matt LeBlanc, Joey.
Was it Joey?
Yeah.
Okay. Matt. Okay, so it's Jared LeBlanc, Thomas Turnage, and he is my friend he's one of my crazy cousins from Epiphany Baptist Church. And they are the director. Thomas is director. Jared is the executive producer of a little thing they're calling Night of the Living Dead. It is the sci-fi version like you saw with the movie that came out in the 60s. So maybe to get ready for this, you could watch the old movie and then come to the play, or watch the play and go to the
I
movie.
know you're
Which would
so
you-
close to the play now. Just come to the play.
Well, but I'm saying you kind of wanted. I'm one of these people. I like to read the book and watch the movie. I like to do both.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking maybe they watch the play and then watch the movie. Yeah, that'd be the thing. So go to opening night. Thursday night, he just wants you to get to the play. He wants to have and I think you're going to get a good turnout because of the season that we're in right now. Don't you think?
A lot of interest. I think we'll get a lot of people show up, and good Lord willing, and the creeks don't rise.
There you go. Well, we're kind of hoping they rise a little. We're kind of hoping the creeks rise a little.
Maybe today.
They're a little bit dry. So we
Rise
kind
today,
of.
lower by Thursday.
There you go. So we kind of want the creeks rising just a bit. But as you get ready to plan out the events of what you're going to be doing over Halloween, here you go. Here's something you definitely want to have on your calendar. This is it's a nonprofit. It's a not-for-profit theater company. If you're new to town, we kind of touched on that, and then I didn't really unpack the fact that if you're new to town and you want to be a part of this, don't do like I did as my kids were growing up. Check into it. Get your students involved. Maybe you're a retiree. Maybe you're just somebody that just likes theater and you want to get your whole family involved like you guys have done. Reach out and be a part of it. Theater is a lot of fun. It's a family.
Yeah.
It truly is.
And there's so many things you can do, like everything from building sets to painting. I got people that they love to be in the background and they like just to paint sets, and they're good at it.
Yeah.
And you make friends with people you would probably never meet elsewhere,
Yeah.
and that's the beauty of the community theater. You build a small community.
Yes, I love that. And if you really are looking for a group just to be a part of and have some fun, there's something going on all the time. As now you will, as you finish this one up, there's not another play until after the first of the year.
Right,
But before
correct,
you
yeah.
turn around, they're going to be doing auditions.
It'll be here before you know it.
You better believe it. It doesn't take long before you've got another play that's on the way, and usually about 4 to 5 a year, right?
No, roundabouts that, yes.
About that.
Yeah.
So we're looking at about 4 to 5 productions a year. We will reach out and get everybody in, get Karen in here to kind of unpack what's on, because they pretty much have determined the titles for next year, haven't they? Do you know?
For the next season, we're still taking submissions.
Okay.
We usually announce that at the last show of the season to make sure everybody knows.
Okay.
So if you have a play and you're like, hey, I'm itching to direct, I'm itching to this, that, and the other, get on our website, robertsoncountyplayers.org, and submit that play. It's a very easy form. And if you don't know everything on that form, do not be frightened. Just fill out what you do know, and we can figure out the rest with you later.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that sounds good. If you've got an idea for a play, if you want to direct, maybe you've moved to town and you were in another state and you were involved in community theater and you can bring that experience to the table. That's wonderful. Definitely reach out and come and be a part of what they have going on at Robertson County Players. Thomas, you got anything to wrap it up with? We got we still got 8 minutes, guys. You're not ready to go. We still got 8 minutes.
We open it. This play starts at 7. By all
Okay.
means, try to get there at 6:30 so you can enjoy the pre-show and some of the
Yes.
music.
You kind of tease this whole pre-show thing. Unpack that
Yeah.
for me. Is it music?
Well,
Is something going on on stage?
I'm a big like when I write, I listen to music from that period. So I'm big into that.
Okay.
So some of this I've got my own Spotify list that says Night of the Living Dead, and I've just added songs
okay.
on there. And so yeah.
One of our cast members and our makeup person, Miss Bridget Dean, she's very good at different things, and she is prepackaged us a radio type show thing for that pre-openings with that music that he's kind of curated and pushed along to her what he wanted to hear. And then I get to do my best radio person because I do that in the show. So now I'm going to be doing the announcements with my fake radio voice that I've tried to figure out.
I love that. So it's going to be, they're going to come in and to be like, whatever, call letters and welcome, and beautiful forecast today. And
Oh yeah.
fun. I love that. I love that. That's gonna really just kind of set the mood, isn't it?
Yeah, just kind of bring people in because the thing I like about what he wants to do is he wants to immerse people in it to some degree, to like kind of not necessarily, not that the other shows haven't. They do an excellent job, and they're smarter than me anyway. But so is he. But he wants to kind of bring the show to some point of reality for the audience as opposed to just like leaving it on the stage.
I got you.
And it's going to be really cool.
I'm excited. This is good. So if when I've been to plays in the past, y'all have a pretty good concession stand out front. Is that going to happen?
We are going to have our nice. His name is Dwayne. I can't remember his last name.
They have hot dogs.
He's going to have hot dogs and
yeah.
all that stuff out there. Yeah, we've worked out having him out there.
And one of the things too that
Excellent food.
I've been surprised that I can carry my popcorn into the theater. I don't know. For some reason, I'm thinking because it's a historical theater that I can't have a snack in there. But it looks. I mean, I've always seen that it's fine as long as you behave yourself and don't make a mess.
Oh yes, as long as you don't go in there and
throw popcorn.
As my grandma used to say, act a fool.
Yes,
You'll
yes.
be all right.
That's what I tell my students all the time. Is if you keep spilling stuff in here, I'm going to have to not let anybody, none of us will have any fun. So, behave yourself. But, and it's a beautiful theater. If you have not been, this is the old Springfield Middle School, now Innovation Academy is where this takes place. And this is the renovated theater that Robertson County players use. And that's wonderful. And that happens to be where Stan Stanley is working as the theater teacher now, which I cannot wait to talk to him and see how everything's going. Have you heard anything about I'm assuming they're doing a play this fall?
They are working on a show. Hopefully he don't get mad. I don't think he'd be hiding it. They're doing Annie Jr.
Annie Jr.
He's got it casted and he's got it starting to roll, and I want to say it's next month, but
I'll reach out
don't
to
hold
him.
me to that. And
I'll
Stan,
call
if you're
him.
listening, don't get mad at me.
Stan, we need to get you in here. We need to get you in here so I can get an update on that, because I would love to just touch base with him and see how it's going.
Oh.
I know that we've got Dr. Eric Wilson is our new theater director at Greenbrier High School, and he's producing Arsenic and Old Lace.
Oh yes,
And
met him the other day.
Yeah, he's
Very nice
a great guy. And but I'm excited about Arsenic and Old Lace. I think that's going to be fabulous. But so just all this stuff happening here in little old Robertson County. A lot of it right here in the core Springfield. For you new folks, yes, Springfield is the county seat of Robertson County. Just so you know, because we do have a lot of new folks here.
Oh, yeah.
So many. I mentioned to you guys whether or not y'all had met Tommy Marsh, the blues guy here in town that came out of Cali.
I've heard the
He's
name.
California. He put on the Blues Festival this summer. And if you have not heard, he won a Josie Award, which is a blues award, I think. I think I've got that right. But he was at the Grand Ole Opry this weekend and won it for one of his songs. And I think we'll have to get him in here to completely unpack exactly what the award was all about. But it's a big deal.
No.
And so congratulations, Tommy. And we'll get a full update from him on that. But there's so much going on, y'all. There's so much going on. You need to pay attention. We do our best to keep you updated on it here at One Street Over. And all my friends that come in and help me do that, thank you very much.
Well, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much. One more time, give all the particulars about the show on the way out here. Tell them what the times are, where they can get tickets, advance tickets, just all the things. You put it back up.
It's okay.
I mean, I can do most of it off the top of my head, Jared.
Well,
Come on.
You are a professional. I am
Yeah.
amateur. But yes, Night of the Living Dead opens this Thursday, October 27th. We have shows the 27th, 28th, 29th, all at 7 p.m. We have a show in November 30th at 2 p.m., which is our matinee. And then we continue the next week, November 3rd and November 4th, both at 7 p.m. on that Thursday and Friday. You can go to robertsoncountyplayers.org and click on purchase tickets, and you can purchase student and adult tickets on there. The adult tickets are $15 a piece. The student tickets are $10 a piece. If you want to hit up our retail outlets around town, it's Home and Jewelers, Main Street Boutique, Historic Perk, and White's Jewelry. You can buy the tickets there, and if you buy them in advance, they are $15 for adult. If you wait till you're at the door, that's fine too if you want to, but they're $18 at the door. And we take Venmo, credit card, check card, and always we take cash.
All right. Always like the cash. And I can say, too, are y'all going to do group rates? Have you had anybody reach out for a group rate?
We haven't had anybody reach out for a
Okay.
group rate. So
in my
we
experience,
could probably work something out if we had to.
just like I had a bunch of my family, we went to Secret Garden, and Stan got me a group rate for those. So if you've got a big, if you've got a big gaggle that wants to go and make a night of this, then reach out to them, and a lot of the times they'll give you a little bit of a discount on the tickets and stuff. I won't speak for you, but
Right.
if you bring enough people, that'll be there. Thomas, you got anything as we head out? He's just ready for a nap.
Yeah,
Thomas says, come see the show. Come see the show.
come see us. A lot of the actors have put a lot of work and effort into it.
Yes.
I think they're going to do a great job.
A lot of great crew, a lot of great actors.
I mainly just want those guys that are devoted their time to memorizing the lines and rehearsing
Outstanding.
for people to come see them do it.
Very good. It is Robertson County Players, the science fiction Night of the Living Dead is happening this Thursday, Friday, Saturday night at 7, matinee Sunday at 2, next week on Thursday and Friday at 7. There you go.
That's why you're the professional.
There you go. And anything Robertson County Players driven, all you have to do, guys, is just follow them on social media, like so many things. That's what we have it for. And thank you for being a part of what we have going on here at 1 Street Over and 1100 WSGI. God bless. Have a wonderful day.